My name is Saurabh Malhotra, and I work at the Fanshawe College's International Department. I will be the moderator for this session. Before we start the session for BIM and Integrated Practice program, I have a couple of things I'd just like to remind our audience. First, all of you are in listen-only mode, so you would not be able to share your webcam or your audio because there's a webinar format. Our expert for the day will present, and if you have questions that you come up with, please put those questions in the questions tab. Once we are done with the presentation, I will direct your questions to the program coordinator for the program, and you will get your answers like that. If there are any questions that we can't get to, or if there are international specific questions, you can email us on international@fanshawe.ca. With that, I'd like to introduce Gary Gerard, the program coordinator for BIM and Integrated Practice. Good morning, Gary. Over to you.
Thank you. Welcome to everyone. Long story short, we'll do a quick little overview of what the program offers. We'll take a quick moment to discuss about what you need to get here. We have a couple questions prepared for you. I'm going to do it at lightning pace. I'll do it as quickly as I can, and we'll try to maintain the timeframes of the session. So once again, thank you for attending. I'm just going to close down my webcam just to stop some of my glitches from stopping.
Gary, please let me know whenever you want the poll questions.
I can do that. I will let you know. Are we okay with this screen presentation showing what it needs to show?
Yes.
Okay. Well, welcome to BIM and Integrated Practice, a virtual open house. And we're going to discuss what you might refer to as the BIM 2 program at Fanshawe College. We are a one-year postgraduate certificate program in the topical area of BIM and Integrated Practice. My name is Gary Gerard. I'm the academic coordinator and a professor inside a couple different programs at the college, but everything's in the School of Building Technology. So I coordinate and teach in the BIM and Integrated Practice program. Additionally, I teach in the Architectural Technology program, which is a 3-year advanced diploma. Our main campus is the London, Ontario campus, which is on 1001 Fanshawe College Boulevard at the essentially. There's my email should you have questions, and my phone number is listed there. I would prefer emails. We're currently away from campus more than we're actually on campus. So feel free to use any of that information to contact me. So for those of you who are investigating the thing, we're kind of guessing that you might have a little bit of a architecture, engineering, or construction background. We have built a program that is meant to study the emerging technologies that are coming through the construction sector. And the first bit of that emerging trend is building information modeling. And we just short form it as BIM. So it's really a collection of 3 concepts, and it becomes an actual process to deliver construction contracts from the design through the engineering to the construction. And we really create buildings that have a ton of information in it, and we actually model all that stuff in a structured format with a structured process so that we can kind of move ahead and solve some of the challenges that construction currently has. So BIM, as much as it's building information modeling, it's really a process to deliver a construction contract. Every day buildings are being proposed, analyzed, engineered, built, and constructed. So that's really the process that we take you through over the course of a couple different semesters. We spend a lot of time focusing on what BIM is, understanding the complications to it, and understanding the difference to how we do things now. With BIM comes the ability to integrate the different disciplines that typically didn't work together. We have the ability for architects and contractors to work together from the inception of a project through to the end. We have the ability of engineers and architects to work together at a longer point and provide a centralized data environment that everybody can share to better harvest the quality of the information that needs to be sent to a contractor for construction. And we look at integrating the teams, the architect, the engineer, and the constructor as part of our program, in addition to looking at different contract types that would be prevalent or come out in new and emerging ways inside the construction sector. So BIM and integrated practice, we really recruit from, or we have 3 professional and educational backgrounds that kind of feed into our program. We've got people who study architecture in its truest sense, which is the design, the project management, and how to deliver architectural scoped projects. We've got engineering, where the design, project management, and project delivery of different things such as roads, bridges, buildings come together. And then we've got the ability to also invite people who have a construction background and understand how buildings are put together, maybe based on an engineering or an architectural background. So what we're looking to do is cross over and build collaborative teams that touch each one of those things, a little bit of architecture, a little bit of engineering, and a little bit of construction, and have those teams facilitate in an integrated project delivery. So this is kind of our typical catchment areas. Most of our catchment area comes from undergraduate degrees. And a lot of our students have a degree in architecture or civil engineering, not as many in the construction sector, because there's just less construction degrees out there. In Ontario, we offer 3-year advanced diploma programs, which are equivalent to 3-year underdegree graduate programs. And those are usually in the architectural technology veins, the civil engineering technology, and moving towards construction engineering technologies. So we'll recruit those students as well. We've also had a number of students come with graduate level degrees, Masters of Architecture, Masters of Engineering. We've had a couple Masters of Construction Project Management from overseas as well. And in addition to that, we've had a couple people with engineering PhDs join our program. So there's really no limitation to entering our thing. But what you will see is there's a common architecture, engineering, and construction aspect that typically populates our program. So once you potentially choose us as an option, we really have 3 entry points in a calendar year that you could potentially start our program. We've got the fall semester. The enrollment's usually about 30 students. We would start in the September. We do 2 semesters consecutive back-to-back. We would start early September and end at the end of April. And then the graduation usually follows up probably in the June-ish, July of the same year. If you wanted a winter entry, that typically starts in January, same amount of students, we've got about 30, and we would ultimately do 2 consecutive terms back to back, start in January, finish in August, and we would graduate probably with the fall group at Fanshawe College. And we've recently opened up a 3rd entry point, which is a summer semester intake, another 30 students. That program typically runs from May till August, and then August till December. So no matter which platform you pick, which entry point you pick, it's typically an 8-month calendar program from start to finish. And we do levels 1 and 2 in consecutive sequence. So there's no placements or work studies. So here's a better breakdown on what our program actually entails. There's 2 semesters or 2 levels, what we like to call them there. Each is about 4 months long. A normal semester is about 15 weeks in duration. Each semester would ultimately take about 5 courses of study, and on average, those, well, to be honest, it's not on average. You have 20 hours of in-class online hybrid delivery per semester. So at the end of the program, at the end of the graduate certificate, you will have done 8 months of study. You've done about 30 academic weeks at a Canadian institution. We've completed 10 program courses, and by the end of the program, you've got, over 550 Canadian hours of study in the BIM and integrated practice areas. Our program relies on both full-time and part-time faculty. We've got about 3 full-time faculty that teach between the 2 programs, architectural technology and BIM and integrated practice. We've got on average 6 to 8 part-time faculty that contribute into the program. Of those 9 people, 6 of us ultimately probably run small businesses as well. So we're still staying current and relevant. And of the 6 small businesses, ultimately all of us are employed and deploying BIM as a project process. As far as our background, our credentials, we're heavy on the architectural side. We have a Master's of Architecture, 3 Bachelor of Architectures, we have an Honors Bachelor of Architectural Technology, and we typically have about 7 of us that have 3-year degrees in architectural, or 3-year diplomas in architectural technology. We've got 2 PhD doctorates that give us some of our engineering. They've each got a master's as well. And we also have a few faculty that have bachelors of engineering as well. And we've got 1 honors bachelor in construction project management. And my background is that I've got the advanced diploma in architectural technology, and I actually completed my studies as my, I'm the one with the honors bachelor in construction project management. And I did that as a fully online program, so I can appreciate where this could go. Taking a quick look at our program, 2 semesters. Semester 1, you'll have about 20 credits that you have to accomplish. And for Fanshawe College, usually 1 hour equals a credit. So that gives you a rough idea of what the course contributions for hours are. We've got BIM Technology 1, BIM Management 1, BIM Software Integration, a course called Integrated Practice for AE and C. Of course, AE and C stands for Architecture, Engineering, and Construction. And then we'll have a professional communications course as well that goes to assist us with developing the course content, curriculum, projects, assignments of the program. Semester 1 leads to semester 2. Our capstone course is called BIM and Integrated Project, where we actually develop and design as a collaborative team a design project. We've got BIM Management 2, practical implementation of BIM, building energy modeling using BIM, and digital presentations for construction. That would be the 10 courses that you could, that you will study within the certificate's completion. So Rob, if you wanted to drop the poll right now, it's probably an appropriate time.
Sure. Okay, so the first poll is around your program application if you've already applied. So you'll see the first question right now. Have you applied? Have you already applied to this program? You can select one of three options that you've applied for winter 2021 intake, or you've applied for a future intake, or no, you have not applied till now. So students can enter their responses. I'll give everyone a few more seconds. There are responses coming in already. Okay. Okay. Wow, almost all students have voted now. So let me just close the poll and I'll share the results. Gary, you can see this. 20% have applied for the winter 2021 intake. 60% have applied for a future intake, and 20% have not applied. So about 80% have applied to the program.
Okay, great.
I can share the next poll as well, which
Sure.
asks you where students are located. If you are currently located in Canada or outside Canada, because this program, we see a lot of students who are already in Canada apply as well. So yeah, I'll give a few seconds for students to vote. I see many have voted, but there are more votes coming in.
This is faster than the American election.
Yeah. Oh, wow, this is interesting. Almost all the students who've voted are outside of Canada. All students who voted are outside of Canada. So I'll just close the poll. Okay, and share the results. Yeah, so 100% of the ones who voted are outside of Canada.
So I guess we found out that a large majority have applied and a large majority are applying from overseas.
Absolutely.
Very interesting. Okay.
All righty. So,
I will continue the presentation. Thank you for that. Moving forward, the things that we ultimately will do inside the program will be teaching you how to use and apply tools and platforms that can make delivery of a project better, enhance the quality of the presentations. Pretty much anything can fix construction at this point because we're doing a very old thing in a very traditional way, and we're looking for newer and fresher tools to accomplish the same sort of thing. So as you can see on the screen, the biggest graphic on the screen is Autodesk Revit. Ignore the version, ultimately doesn't matter. We're usually in line with the current version.
sorry,
So we're going to use
Gary, I think, I don't know if I'm having trouble or if it's trouble with everyone, not able to see your screen. Maybe if you can stop and start again.
Okay, can do.
Sorry about that. I think the
No, it's
poll
okay.
messed your screen up. Yes, we can see that.
Okay, so back to tools and platforms. We're going to deal with Autodesk Revit. We use Autodesk Navisworks as a clash detection coordination tool. You'll notice in the center of the screen, there's a company called Faro that makes 3D laser scanners. Part of our curriculum shows you how to do that and how to use some of the information in the 3D world. We'll teach you visualization techniques using twin motions and Enscapes. We're going to use Bongo. We're going to use Zoom to administer some of our online courses. And there's going to be coursework, papers, research, essays that will have to be completed using, Google Suite or Microsoft Office or any tool that will essentially allow you to create presentations, documents, and probably spreadsheets as well. But the core focus of this is to teach you how to use the Autodesk suite of products to deliver construction, because that's what we do. As far as the resources, the requirements, the soft skills that you would want to possess to move into BIM and integrated practice, you're going to have a time management proficiency. We have about 20 hours a week, which is on average about 4 hours a day. We typically are in a 5-day schedule from Monday to Friday, but our classes can be anywhere from 7 in the morning till finishing at 9, 10 o'clock at night usually. So time management, it becomes a big thing. We do ask that there be a little bit of prior learning with regards to BIM. If you already have used Revit, ArchiCAD, some of the other tools out there, you just ultimately show us. If you did a training course at one point, that's fine. We also have the ability, when you become Fanshawe students, to plug into the LinkedIn Learning modules, and we would suggest that you go through those because we try to springboard a little bit faster. If you've used Revit before, you just got to tell us that. You're going to have to be used to and want to use softwares to accomplish tasks. The bulk of our work is in a digital world right now, and we're always trying to find an app that makes our life a little bit easier. So you're going to need software aptitude. The ability to critical think is going to be a necessary thing because we've got lots of assignments to do. We are a project-based learning institution and program, so we do a lot of projects, a lot of exercises, and you'll have to take information and build solutions, and the ability to critical think will be a big step of that. Technologically, we're a bring your own device program. So we do need a personal laptop that's able to run the Autodesk suite of products. And we can have those conversations. They're all posted on our website anyways, as far as our program website anyways, as far as recommendations for that. Most people have a laptop and you will need one to do your courses. As I mentioned before, we're a project-based learning institution. We have a handful of theory courses, but we also have applied theory courses where we've got to actually deliver not just words, but we'll take words and turn those into exercises, and exercises will turn into assignments, and assignments will turn into grades. So be prepared for that. We do have some testing we have to do, but a large bulk of our core courses are project-based opportunities. We would be wrong in saying that teamwork's not an important thing in construction, so we have to have the ability to collaborate. And you will be working in teams on certain course deliverables, and we'll need you to have the ability to collaborate from a distance and to collaborate face-to-face, because our program for the near future is set up as a hybrid delivery, where we'll have 1 or 2 courses face-to-face. The other 3 courses in the level will probably be online. And we run our online sessions in a synchronous delivery, which means it's a 2-hour, 3-hour live portion per week that we're standing in front of you, much like this session. The graphic on the top left is really that architecture, engineering, construction coexist. If you take one leg out of the stool and rip it off, the stool is going to fall down. We're trying to use that visualization to, well, it was the rationale to us building the whole program, that we can't do it alone and we need our other partners to step up. The bottom graphic just integrates or discusses how BIM and integrated practice touches all 3 sides in the scope of a project. We touch engineering, architecture, and construction. Career pathways. I ran out of room on the slide, so any of these job titles are things that our current employer market is looking for. Anything from BIM modelers to technicians to coordinators to technologists to BIM managers to virtual design and construction coordinators, managers. Governmental agencies are moving towards BIM and the submission of virtual documents. You can move into technical sales, you can work as a site engineer, you can work as a construction manager or a construction coordinator. You could go into architectural visualization. You could be a survey technician, and that kind of plugs in. That's all the BIM focus things. Integrated practice leads you to the other side of construction, which is sometimes being a developer, administering contracts as a developer's agent, being a project manager, construction manager, moving into facilities management for large institutions. More and more schools and buildings and hospitals are ramping up their BIM and integrated practice capabilities. You could be a design engineer, you can be a design architect, engineering technologist, architectural technologist, construction specifiers, cost consultants, anything with these tools and practices in place. And I ran out of room, and there's probably another 10, 20 names that are showing up in job postings currently. And that concludes my quick little view of BIM and integrated practice at Fanshawe College.
Thank you so much for that, Gary. What I'll do now is open this to questions. There are some questions that have already come in, and if you don't mind, Gary, I'll pose these questions to you.
Certainly.
So if there are more questions, please keep them coming, but we have about 3 minutes left in this session, so we need to be mindful of that. The first question, Gary, is will this course be focused on teaching the model development, or will it be focused on teaching the implementation of information collected from BIM?
All of it. We'll do the implementation, how to develop a model, and how to manage the information inside the model.
The next question is, what does integrated practice mean in this program?
Integrated practice is an emerging contractual method that's worked overseas, and it's just coming to Canada. It's where everybody agrees to work together as essentially a corporation on the project, and everybody shares profit and risk together instead of some of the traditional methods.
Mm-hmm. So this question comes from a student, which is specific to this student. The student says, I have 4 years of experience in the architecture field and had done a bachelor's degree in architecture in India, but I don't have a BIM certificate, which is required for this program. Can I apply without the certificate? If no, then which certificate is required?
The answer is yes, you can apply without it. Once we get your application, we send out conditional reviews. And once you're kind of applied and into the program, we use some of the LinkedIn learning modules, which Fanshawe students get for free. I can have you deliver those. I think it's about, I want to say 15 to 20 external hours before you get here. And you just send the certificates as they're completed.
Absolutely. And many students in the past have done that, right?
Yes.
Next question comes from Chandan, and the question is, will this program cover green building simulations?
Our building energy modeling course has a topic and has some of that content built in. So yes.
Okay. The next question is from Amane Denis, and the question is, how much knowledge should we have about Revit before coming into this program?
A foundational knowledge. We'd like you to be able to put doors and floors and walls in, and then we'll teach you how to do better doors, floors, and walls.
The next question is this does this program contain the structural design aspect of the structure?
No, we're hoping you already have that.
Okay. All right, those are the questions till now. We still have over a minute to go. Gary, if there is anything that you want to add at the end, please go ahead.
I really don't have anything. I think I covered it all.
Awesome. I would like to thank everyone for joining us for this session. If you have any international specific questions, please come to the international Q&A, which will be happening right now. Thank you, Gary, for an awesome presentation to our audience. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. We look forward to seeing you. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.